A couple years ago, in the Goddard Chapel meeting room after Mass, a senior was telling myself and some students about just how busy their next week was going to be. And they told us about the papers and the two jobs and exams. And then they said something that has really stuck with me. They said, well, there's just going to be no time to sleep. I'm just not going to sleep this week. And while I have heard students make comments like this over the year, many times over the years, something about that moment just really hit me because I realized that there is just this either spoken or unspoken assumption that in order to be doing it right, whether it's work or college, it's the assumption is that you have to be spreading yourself as thin as possible. That means you're doing it right. And maybe there's no other way to do it. And while this is a part of a wider cultural issue, I would argue this time scarcity, this low prioritization of rest and bodily health and obsession with a particular kind of productivity, whatever that is. In the university setting, all those things get compressed. Now, we know that it's hard to rearrange our lives in the spirit of rest, in the spirit of Sabbath. And there's nothing casual about it. And our friends who observe Sabbath would say, there is nothing casual about this. But in our context, in higher education, whether you are a student, faculty, or staff, we know that sometimes we just need a way in. And that's what we're hoping the rest of us is. It's not a cure-all, but a way into a thorny problem. This problem of, an imagination problem. Of how do we rearrange our lives to make time, to make space for rest, for renewal, for stepping back from the culture of consumption, stepping back from the culture of overproductivity. What does that look like? How might we dream a way of being a student or a faculty or a staff member in this university and honor a little bit more of a life-work balance? I know some people even roll their eyes at that expression, but it's possible, and we want to help offer a way in.
Hi, my name is Liz Ashleman, and I'm the Director of Community Building at Hillel. Some religious traditions, like Judaism, have explicit and elaborate practices of Sabbath. Others have their own forms of pause, rest, and reorientation to what matters. At the fundamental level, our bodies know they need to stop and sleep. The land knows it needs to pause and lie fallow. Sabbath wasn't something I grew up practicing regularly, but I have come to see the wisdom reflected in the Torah, the primary sacred text of my Jewish tradition. After 6 days of creation, we read, even God ceased from all of God's work and blessed the seventh day and called it holy. Shabbat, Sabbath, and the practices that have grown up around it in Judaism have come to feel like a true gift to me. Cooking a beautiful meal, turning off my phone, taking a break from the news, and spending a day reading, reflecting, and taking walks with friends. Whatever your background or tradition, we hope that carving out an intentional time for rest, for pause, for stepping into a mode that prioritizes being over doing will be a joyful, perhaps challenging, and ultimately liberating and nourishing practice for you. Welcome to the rest of us. We look forward to being with you.